Hi everyone, hope you had a good weekend. Um, we're gonna do some kind of stick stuff that are stacked on each other today and play with some sub-D modeling. So I'm gonna just start out with just a 2D sub-D plane for now. Um, and we'll just go to perspective mode. And I'm gonna subdivide it out. Let's do it twice. And let's go to shaded real quick. And I'm going to select some of the faces. And I'm going to make sure there's space in between. So when we go to extrude them, they're not touching each other and interrupting each other. So when we get to bridging, it'll make it a little bit easier for us. Then from here, we're using the gumball, this little dot thing. Just going to extrude it up. And I'm going to delete them. So you should have these little holes everywhere. And from here, all I'm going to do is select those holes, holding Control Shift, just rotate them. And then I'm going to extrude them up. Then I'm going to rotate them the other way, I think. We'll do the same again. And rotate the other way. And then I might just extrude up twice. And I'm going to bring it back. Then maybe we'll scale that one out just a bit. Bring it up higher. Maybe we'll scale this one out too. There we go. Maybe we'll top in the second one here. Maybe we'll just make that all just a bit wider. Okay. Maybe we'll make these a little bit wider as well. Alright. And let's just make that come out just a bit more. Alright. So kind of a noodly forms, but it probably won't matter in the long run just because the noodly stuff probably won't matter just because we're going to mess with it in Grasshopper quite a bit. So I'm just going to try to give these just a little bit more space as well. Alright. And then let's do some bridging perhaps. So Control Shift, not that, not that, not that, not that. Okay, do this one, we'll bridge them together, make sure it's aligned properly. There we go. Maybe this goes to here. Align it. Maybe this one goes to here. This one goes to here. Sure everything's aligned so we don't have any weird overlapping happening. Alright, maybe these go together. Maybe. Yep. I like it. Maybe this one goes onto here. Get it aligned again. Here, maybe goes here. Align it. This one. Even though you probably won't even see this back here, but that's fine. We're improvising. Okay. I don't know if this will work. Yeah, there we go. Maybe here to here. And last, maybe here to here. And let's do some more bridging throughout here. Okay, that looks pretty cool. I'm going to leave these parts open. I'm going to shrink some of this up just a bit so we get some space in between, otherwise it gets pretty busy. And it looks a little bit too similar almost. Okay. Might make this one a little bit smaller as well. Alright, maybe these are bridged together too. Yeah. Alright. These two are straight bridged. And maybe this one to here. Man, I gotta work on their seams on this. Okay, that looks pretty cool. I wonder what happened or what it looks like when we do a clipping plane. Should be kind of, yeah, it's pretty cool. All right. Again, I might just take a couple of these and fan it out just a little bit more so it looks different. Even here, might just bring it out. Yeah, so that looks pretty cool. All right. And what else? Maybe we give it some legs rather than a platform. I'm going to just delete out everything on our beginning plane. Okay. I don't know how good this will turn out, but let's just try. Better leave those, and then maybe we'll just extrude those down. If it works. Okay. Oh, it's because of this edge. Okay, let's go back. Seems to me we just got to delete out the bottom. Okay. Portions like this can go away. That can go. This can go. Can't have hard edges like that. That's the issue we're running into. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try this once more. Okay. That didn't turn out the greatest as far as I expected. So what we'll do is just kind of do it manually, I suppose. Alright. Alright, that looks pretty good, I think. Alright, let's see if we can extrude that down. Yep. Kind of make them long. So it'll be kind of alien-like at the top. Again, I might pull some of these out just a bit. Yeah, so it's looking pretty cool. Drag that out so we get some more arches happening. Alright. And I'm going to give this a scale for once. Okay, let's do 30 feet. Ooh, a lot smaller than I thought. Okay. Do 0, 0, 0. And from here, I'm going to type in Grasshopper. I'm going to convert this to a poly surface. And like I said, we're going to do some kind of stick stuff again, but a little teeny tiny bit better, different. So I'm going to type in brep into Grasshopper. Set 1 brep, that would be this one. I'm going to turn this into a mesh because we're going to work with the polylines today. And from here, I'm going to just type in contour. Okay. And let's type in 0.55. Okay. And I'm just going to hide this stuff for now so we can see. Okay. And I want it to go into the Y direction. Okay. Then from here, I want to, what should we do? Just stack them. So I want to explode out these curves into segments. And since we're dealing with polylines, basically every single one is individual. And what I want to do is randomly split them. And random split is in the lunchbox tab, if you have it downloaded. We need to flatten this. And basically from here, we're going to move half of the lines randomly in between the other lines, okay? So if our lines are like this now, I want actually half of the lines to fill in between, just so it gives it some kind of weird textures within there. So anyway, and basically, so we have to go half of in between every contour, so half of this number. So let's type in division, And let's type in 2. That will give us half. I'll clean this up just a bit. Okay, and we're going to move it in the Y direction. Y. Just like that. Okay. CRV. Basically from here, if we look at it now, so it's all part of the same frame, but basically we're just creating more density, or trying to trick the eye into thinking there's more density. And then from here, what I want to do is kind of have a lot of overlap happening. So what I'm going to do is type in extend. We're going to do extend curve. We can plug those both in to there. I'm just going to type in 1 period for now. And let's just do it on both ends. Out one unit out each. Let's bring that back just a bit. Okay, so we're starting to get kind of this, I don't know, feathery looking thing, and we can adjust that obviously. And then from here, what I want to do is just extrude them up. And we can use the same X or Y vector as before. Let's do Z actually. And we'll use half number, Z direction. Very nice. Okay, so some areas might not work, so we're actually going to have to go back to Y. Okay, and maybe to counteract that, just so we have thickness on everything, because as you can see here, it's filling in all the gaps perfectly. So what we'll do is actually make these into meshes, and it'll probably run a heck of a lot faster too. So I'm going to mesh these B-reps, then we're going to join them, and this will speed up our Grasshopper definition as well. Join them all together. I'm just going to flatten it. We'll hide a bunch of this stuff, so it speeds up our process. And then if we go to our Weaver Bird tab, we're going to just do a mesh thicken. And I'm going to plug in our divided number first. Otherwise, I'm just worried it might crash. Okay, then we're getting an error from there. So what do we need to do here? Maybe it has to do something in here. There we go. Very nice. Okay, so if we were to bake this out, give it a second. Okay. All right. Yeah, so that's looking pretty sweet. So I kind of want to increase the number, because we're getting some really nice kind of blocks happening, and this kind of space down below. But I feel like more of the action's happening up here, so I just want to increase the number and maybe just mess with the extend portion, so we don't have as many of these cartwheel areas. So anyway, let's just go back to our Grasshopper again, and maybe instead of 0.55, let's do 0.25. This might slow up the computer quite a bit. Okay. Very cool. Okay. And just so we don't have to bake it every time, let's type in custom preview. And I'm going to give it a color. Not that. All right. There we go. That's looking a lot better. Much cooler. All right, and then let's mess with that extension again, because I think these are a little bit too long. I'm going to just type in 0.44. I'm literally just guessing, so give it a second. Okay, so that's airing out for some reason. We might have to rebuild the extended curves just to make it work. Okay, that's exactly what we'll do. So right after extension, I'm going to just type in rebuild. I'm going to type in 1 for the degree, 2 for the number. Since these are polylines, it should all be straight. 1 for the degree, And we're going to scooch all this back. Just give us some room. And we're going to take this, plug it into our curve, plug that into here. There we go, much better. All right, we're just going to hide the rebuilt curves. Sometimes, like when there's too many points, you know, the mesh thickening stuff might not work, but the faces will. It's kind of goofy. All right, that's looking pretty cool. I really like the underside, so you're starting to get these really neat bands happening throughout these spaces. Actually, this side looks pretty sweet too. All right, so from here, what I wanted to do is maybe just mess with this one more time. Just get a few more sticks. See, that's really cool right there. Okay. Yep, we're starting to get these really cool transitions. Some cartwheels happening, but that's fine. Yeah, really nice. All right. So anyway, what I'm going to do is just bake this out. We'll make ourselves a landscape. And from here, we'll take it from, and I'm thinking this is kind of just another kind of water scene. Maybe in between two valleys, so maybe it's kind of like a temple looking thing or something. All right, so let's just make this a little bit wider, scale it in one direction. Okay, I'm gonna hit rebuild, 125 by 125. I'm gonna turn some points on. Let's go up to our select tab. And then from here, let's make it into a valley. So river's kind of maybe rolling through here. Then we'll line the river with a bunch of trees. Okay. So this is going to be kind of our hillside. To tell you the truth, we should make that a lot easier on ourselves. So let's turn the points back on. Okay, turn on our selection tool again. Okay, so this is going to be the river. Goes around a bend, say. We're going to just drop that slightly. Maybe we got some turnoffs happening in there too. So turn those points back on. Smaller paintbrush. Maybe a couple through here. Maybe one or two through here. Just enough to see. Okay, let's drop that down. Awesome. And then I'm just going to smooth this. There we go. Alright. Just bring that up higher so it's in the water. Great. And then I'm just going to click and make a 2D plane for our water material. Excellent. We're just going to drop it ever so slightly. And from here, we're going to chop that landscape up. And that's going to be our ground. I'll just call it rock for now. Water is water. Okay. And we're just going to do a select by color. This will be kind of our grass area. This looks great. I'm just going to drop the river down just a little bit so we get kind of that ground coverage before it hits grass. Alright, so it's looking pretty cool. Now I'm just going to unlock what we have so far. I'm going to scale it up just a bit. To tell you the truth, I might move the overall site just by a hair. Actually, I think these areas are a little bit more exciting. Yeah. Yeah. Move it just slightly back here and rotate it. Oop, not that way. Just like so. I think that's pretty cool. Maybe we'll bring it up just a bit higher. Awesome. Alright, I'll fold that out just a bit more. And then I'm going to turn these points on one more time and give some hills on the backside. Okay, just about like that. Let me get some in here. Okay, just kind of small hills, nothing crazy, just background noise. All right, and so from here, basically just going to export it out to Lumion, and we're going to put some entourage in it. All right, so we got it all loaded up into Lumion. I'm just going to start doing some materials. So water is obviously going to be water. Maybe we'll leave it pretty calm for now. Look, that looks fine. Do some ground materials over here. Soil. What's this look like? Kind of, not too sure about that. Let's see. This could potentially work. Yeah. Kind of rocky bottom. Yeah. And let's do some 3D grass for here. It's clean cut. Let's make it kind of tall so you can see it. Okay. Turn down that curl, and turn up the curliness, gravity force. And like that. It's bending. Barely you'll see it. Okay. And then for this, this might take a few times just to figure out what I'm looking for. So I was thinking kind of like some kind of wood almost. So this could work potentially. It's a lot of stuff in there, but I just want to be able to read it. Could go orange. That might look pretty sweet. Or red. Really just want to be able to read the stick, so any lines are going to kind of mess with everything. So like these I don't necessarily have a problem with, just because it's kind of lighter, and hopefully we'll get some nice sun patterns on there. And what's brick do for it? Brick doesn't do anything good, so let's see. Let's just go back to that tiling thing. Red can maybe work for now. Then I was going to try to get some leaves coming up the side of it. So foliage, put the spread up, ground level. Oop, not that far. All right, where's it end? There we go. Bring that spread all the way up. Then I'm going to bring the ground level down. Okay. Looking cool. All right, and then from here, we're just going to put some trees everywhere. And maybe a few plants around the edges. I'm thinking this scene we need to do some kind of cedars around the edge. It's kind of like a Montana scene or something. Okay. Alright, so do some here. Realistically, I don't think there'd be tall grass underneath these guys. It'd be quite a bit different. But let's make believe. Okay. And just so it looks semi-real, and I don't want to plant a lot of trees in the background. What I'm going to do is just put a few way out in the distance, just the clusters and Lumion, and it'll speed up our rendering time quite a bit as well. Alright, and let's go to here and get some foxtails in here. Alright, put a few around the base here. Looks like we lost our leaves on our material, but we'll see if we can get those back. If they have any just kind of individual. Let's do some of that. A couple through here. some kind of ones that are just kind of floating outwards a little bit. What I'm going to do is actually dunk these just a little bit down into the ground now. So it looks like they're in the water. Just like that. Okay. And let's throw in some, let's see here, some leaves. Just some smaller ones. Not everywhere, but that looks pretty good. Maybe just around the edges a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. Alright. We'll get a person out here. Let's see. I don't see anybody in a winter coat, so yeah, let's do some farm animals then. A couple sheep. There we go. Let's try that material again. I don't know why the leaves went away. So let's try that again. Huh. Might not want to work for us today, but that's alright. So I'm just going to figure out the rendering style here. Add some sun. We're going to make it a 2-point perspective. And let's get some clouds into here. Put that up. Let's figure out our view. So that focal length probably is going to have to change quite a bit. Alright. I'm going to broaden that out just a bit so we can kind of zoom into some detail. Okay. That looks pretty cool. Alright. I'm going to try to get the low clouds out of there. The high clouds are kind of what I was looking more forward to. And then, so that's looking alright. I wish we could get the leaves up the sides, but maybe this will look better. So let's just go with it for now. And then if I do sun height, let's bring that down just a bit lower. And let's make sure we get to see, what's this at 0.4? It's 2.1, so we get some shadow underneath here. Okay. And that looks pretty cool. I'll save that camera real quick. Desktop, and we're at 59. Okay. See what that renders out like. So the red kind of pops for it. Actually kind of like this. Yeah, so I think if we had some birds in the sky, maybe a few more clouds, kind of brighten it up a little bit, and then maybe the red we figure out something a little bit different, but nothing crazy. Okay, let's add some birds. Let's see here. Oh, let's do sparrows again. Do a couple clusters of them. Okay. Move all these sparrows up. And we're going to move them over to the scene. Okay, let's move them up just a little bit more. Just so they're hanging out with the sheep. Okay. If we got some color variation in here, it might be nice. So hopefully we can get the ivy to work too. So what if we do kind of maybe a wood? Maybe kind of reddish wood. It's kind of red. So kind of rock maybe. Rock could look cool. Not pebbles. Change the orientation of this. This could look really cool. Just rotate. Okay. Let's see if we can get that foliage coming again. Oh. I like that. Okay. Leaf type. Let's get it kind of green. And that's a heck of a lot lower. Bring the spread up. Okay, let's see if that renders. Go back to our shot. So I think this is going to look pretty sweet. Okay, try it again. 59. Maybe the leaves on the actual structure was a mistake. It's kind of nice just seeing it hit the ground. Might want to add some ducks right in here. Yeah, maybe a couple rocks too. I'm going to take that ivy off. Okay, redo that. I don't want it at all. Hit OK. And let's go back to a build. Let's get some more leaves here, especially in the foreground. Okay. Let's get some rocks. Over here. And a couple just mallards. Oop. We don't need a giant mallard. All right. It's pretty good. Let's mess with this sun just one more time. Okay. I think this might be it. And obviously in Photoshop we're going to lighten some of this areas up. I hate being able to see through here because I figured the other trees would kind of come through. They are through here. So I'm going to add some more in the back there. Okay. Let's just do it one more time. Clusters of trees. Okay. Looks like we can see it through here. I think that's probably better. Still want to bring this lower. And then one other thing I might do is add a couple more high clouds so we get kind of, or low clouds, excuse me. And they have this horizontal cloud, which could look cool. And may not be working. Just get some fog in the background then. There we go. I think this is it. Yeah, so we'll just kind of touch up the brightness in this area. And I think it's looking really sweet. So we'll take it over to Photoshop next. All right. So we got some Photoshop going. And I'm just going to duplicate that, Control J. And I'm just going to go over and try to brighten up some of the areas, especially underneath there. All right. So I'm going to just overall brighten everything, and then we'll go back through on this filter and delete out areas. Because I like what's happening through here, but we don't want to kind of really blast it out. So I'm just going to go through here, push it through here. All right. Looking good. Okay, so I'm just going to merge those layers, duplicate it again. Let's see if there's any auto adjust that looks better than what we currently have it. Auto color looks pretty nice. And just kind of brighten up some spots. The ducks that might darken. And get that fog kind of coming through some other portions. Okay. Yeah. It's looking pretty nice. All right. Lighten up the sky a little bit. And then the vignette, we'll do that. We keep this one pretty high. There we go. Control T to do free transform. Just like so. Turn down the opacity. There we are. So I think that's looking really nice. All right, well, thanks a bunch, guys. Thanks for all the great comments on YouTube. Definitely subscribe, follow my Instagram, definitely message me. Try to do these once a week. If I got time, I'll do 2 a week. Tell your friends, and let's keep making cool stuff together. And if you guys do cool stuff, post it somewhere and tag me, and I'd love to check it out and see where everyone's headed. So thanks a bunch, and